Hello, welcome to Inside Out with myself, Junior Badila and Neka. But today I'm by myself. Neka is off today because she's the one who ran the show last time when I was not here. I was abroad and Neka took over. Inside Out is every Saturday. It's the show where we talk about current affairs and we always try to bring community leaders or community contributors to join us to discuss current affairs, to discuss local issues as well, like health, mental health, education, employment, and different social issues. On today, we're inviting. We've been joined by Mr. Oladele Awoyemi. I think I'm pronouncing right.
Yes, that's right.
Oladele Awoyemi.
Yes,
Is that
Awoyemi.
right? Awoyemi.
Yes, that's it. Awoyemi.
Correct me if I'm not pronouncing it rightly. Awoyemi.
That is it.
Awo-
Awoyemi.
Awojemi.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a Bantu name. It's an African name. So
Yes.
whether you're from Zambia, Senegal, Congo, where I'm from, Nigeria, it's the Bantu name. So Awoyemi. What Awoyemi means is which language? It's part of Yoruba, Igbo, or
Yes.
Hausa.
Yes. It's actually Yoruba.
It's Yoruba.
Yeah, Yoruba.
But because in African names,
Yes.
my name Badila has a meanings.
Yes.
That I'm from
Yes.
Congo. Badila means likable, desirable,
Okay.
something that someone want to have. Want to have Ferrari in the next
Okay.
2 years. You may call it Badila for you. So once you have it, that's Badila for me.
Okay.
That's the meaning of Badila. What's the meaning of Awoyemi in Yoruba?
Awoyemi. Actually, Awo is like a fortune telling god.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
which is interesting. So Awo, basically, what people do if they want to find out about something, they want to get deeper insight into something,
Okay.
or kind of find out what to happen in the future. In the publicity do it in some places in Yoruba land today. They will go to a person to consult Awo,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically they have items they will throw on the ground,
Okay.
and then they will look at it and they'll be able to say, oh, this is what. So
That's-
Awo
that's-
is like
that's
a
cool.
fortune kind of god. Yeah, something
Oh,
like that.
that's interesting. Yoruba is one of the most spoken language in Nigeria.
Yeah. And apparently, like they're part of Brazil that actually speak Yoruba as well.
Mm.
So yeah, it's one of, I believe, the oldest tribe in Nigeria. Like it has a rich, history.
Yeah, it's a
So-
cross border, isn't it? A bit
Yeah.
of Togo is as well.
Yeah.
Togo, Benin, bit of Togo and Benin. Yoruba is slightly spoken there in Togo and Benin as well. Because you got some names like Adebayo from
Mm.
Togo. You find Adebayo is as well in Nigeria.
Yes. And yeah, in Sierra Leone as well.
And Sierra
Like some
Leone.
of the Sierra Leoneans' names are, Yoruba.
Okay, interesting.
And, yeah.
Interesting. I don't want to take you to the
Okay, yeah.
languages and
Yeah, because you can go-
anthropologies.
you can go
anthropology discussion. That's not inside out today.
Okay.
That will be a subject of next time.
Another time.
We'll convene for another time. Oh,
Yeah.
Awoyemi, Oladele. I call you Dele. I've known you for many years in this town of Luton, isn't it? I think
Yes.
for 10 years, 10 plus.
Oh, yes. I think more like leaning more towards the plus. Yeah. Like I've been looting for a number of years now. I came into looting, I think 1996,
Wow.
end of 96. That's when,
1996.
yes,
Wow.
that's when
That's
I,
before me.
Yeah,
Before myself.
that's when I came into looting. I was talking about it the other day. The first night I came in, we went to a club like on Gordon Street, called Zone, it was called then.
It's still there, isn't it?
No, it's actually apartments now.
Yeah, I've seen Zone long time ago, somewhere.
Yeah,
Gordon Street, is it?
yeah, it's on Gordon Street. And that night they were having two park nights. So that's how far back that was.
Ooh.
So yeah, so it's been a number of years I've been, in Luton,
Talking about clubs, when I came in, there was quite few youth clubs. It was Liquid, was still
Yes.
available. It was the one next to Galaxy here. Was I forgot the name. There was another one.
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah. you know.
Yes,
That.
I'm giving away my younger years then. Yes. Like those days. Actually, that's one thing that's changed. I remember when I first came in, there were a lot of club then.
Yeah.
A lot of clubs. Like I think Liquid used to be called Zone.
Liquid used to
Zone became Liquid.
Oh yeah,
You had
Liquid.
your
I used
Legends.
to go Legends.
Yeah.
There was another one behind, where Job Center is. That was
Yeah.
purely African Zimbabwe. You
Yeah,
find
like
few.
Club M.
I think Club M. That's the one. Club M. Yeah.
Yes.
Club M. That's the one. Just behind.
Yeah, behind the mall.
Job Center,
Yeah,
the mall. Club M.
So
Those are the days.
yeah, like back in the days.
Back
Yeah.
in the days. How Luton's been involved? You came here in 1996.
Yeah.
Up to now, it's 28 years so far. Luton has been involved in many, many years, development, people in terms of demographics. How, from your perspective, you've seen the change in this town?
I think there is a lot more people now. Like when I first came to Luton, I could, to some extent, honestly say, I recognize most of the people in the town center when I'm going to the town center.
Up to now?
No, then, but now, I see new people every day. And I'm not talking about, when the new person come in, back then, you recognize them.
Exactly, yeah. That's the new
that's the new. But now you see I see
faces.
Lots of people every day that I don't recognize. So it has increased in number, and I think it has increased in the number of different culture, kind of background and culture as well. Before, you tend to get an influx of different, I remember when there was a big, influx of Zimbabweans.
Yeah, that's that time.
Yeah.
The most African community here was Zimbabwe. I remember when I came here. Zimbabwe was the largest African community here.
Yes. Like, and then at one point there was a big influx of, people from Greece. At one point there was a lot of people from Greece. At one point there was a lot of people from Albania.
Okay.
Then at one point, there was a lot of people from Poland. But now you don't see that as much anymore. It's very mixed now. Like
quite diverse.
Very diverse.
Yeah, talking about Poland, I used to work with a guy who was a Polish guy. He's still in Luton. I've seen him quite often. One company here in Luton.
Yeah.
He was asylum seekers, Polish asylum seekers.
Okay.
That was around, I think, 2003, 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
But then later on, when Poland joined European Union, so they were quite free movement to come and work. They did not bound to all those requirements. So things has changed really in terms of demography, in terms of people, in terms of services. The digital aspect has changed a lot. So I remember I used to go to Luton, the town hall, to pay my council tax.
Oh,
You need to go use the machine. But now all those services have changed. So in terms of services, there is a change.
Oh, yeah, a big change. I think one of the areas where GP services is in that, there's been a big change in that. I remember, like just making a phone call in the morning and you have an appointment the afternoon or the next day.
So it was quicker then.
Yes, very quick.
What has changed? I think the people, the services, there is a pressure on the services.
There is a pressure on the service. And I think maybe, I don't know how the response to the pressure is. Like, almost like when you kind of call your GP now, it's almost like everything is being done to push you away,
mhm.
you know, rather than accommodate you, you know. So I know there's pressure, but I think maybe a bit can still be done around, like, we are aiming to help people.
Mhm.
So how can we, make sure we can still,
Still,
help, people and come across as, we are trying to, we're under pressure, but we are still trying to help
yeah.
more than, like we are just aiming to push people away.
I
So
understand that
yeah, so I think
human contacts are less and lesser than
yeah,
before. Before you easily come to the GP surgery, being seen,
yeah,
and explain your issues. But now everything is done on the phone. Even to
yes,
get through, sometimes it takes time. You have to be one of the top. I don't know what number on the line, queuing, waiting to be to be welcome for someone just to say hello, give you time, even a few minutes, listen to you.
I'll tell you an experience I had recently. When I called the GP, I called the GP, and when I called the GP, I was told, that the line is full.
Yeah, that's you.
So
You are in the queue.
not
There is
even
a queue
not
system.
even that I was in the queue,
Mhm.
that the queue is full. You
So you
know,
couldn't go through.
I couldn't go through. So then I called maybe 2 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Then next time I called, all our appointment is done for today.
Yeah, you need to wait for to call
To
early in the
wait
morning
for
the
another
following
day.
day.
Yeah.
But there is a system you can call 111 as well to go through
Yeah.
NHS 111.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's a good, yeah, system to go through, but
I tried once. I
yeah,
went to my local GP. I think a few months ago. I couldn't go through. I was calling from my child.
yes,
Then they advised me to go through NHS 111. That was quicker. They
yeah,
did
that's
all
good.
the observation. Then he was referred to the local surgery. So it's one of the options.
Yes,
The services, the GPs are feeling the pressure as well with regard
yeah.
to the numbers of people that they're serving. So that's the change. Talking about yourself,
Mhm.
1996, Dele in I call you Dele, Oladele, but Ashoka. It's quite
Yeah,
easy to say Dele.
yeah, yes. So just shorten it. Yeah, you are right.
1996. I mean, you've been involved in Luton in several community projects.
Yeah, yes, like because like I became involved like in my church after I came into Luton. So like this, that's where it,
Which church was it?
it's the Potter's House Christian Center.
Potter's House.
Yeah,
Potter's House used to be in Stewart Street here or
it used to be on Chapel Street,
Chapel Street. Mm.
but we are now at Liggrave High Street.
Okay.
Like the Methodist church building
Okay.
in the middle of Liggrave High Street.
So what role were you? Were you part of that time?
Like I was quite involved, like in evangelism.
Okay.
I think, that's one of the things that kind of really started to, a passion, that came after I, became a Christian. After you could say I converted, the time for it to became born again,
Okay.
you know. And then as I was doing that, I think I started to be more connected to people.
Mm.
And I started to see a pattern that was happening.
Mhm.
Like
What kind of pattern?
what I noticed at that time was young people that were in secondary school that they they looked like they were doing really well,
Mm.
but then when they left secondary school, they end up on the street.
Mm.
You know, and this was probably I've been saying 10 years for a number of times now, so it's probably going towards 15 years now.
Wow.
So that time, how you know the differences? I noticed it then.
Mm. So you need the young people who
Yeah,
brilliantly talented young people
yes,
finishing having their GCSEs by they end up on the street.
yeah. So after they finish secondary school, they look like they were doing well in school. They finish secondary school, then they end up on the street. Like, I was expecting them to be moving to,
Yeah, going
nice,
to college
highly
and
paid
going
job,
to,
and yeah.
yeah, doing the
So
A level.
yeah,
What was the main cause then, according to your observation?
basically what happened was like, like when I saw that happening, like it really concerned me. So being a believer, I do what we naturally do. I prayed about it. So what happened at that time is I came across some young entrepreneurs.
Mm.
One of them is called Gabrielle Jordan,
Hmm.
and she had a jewelry business when she was 8.
In Luton,
No,
eight,
no,
eight.
she's from the States.
Ah, okay, America,
Yeah.
USA. Yeah.
And then I came across another young, boy. It's on TED Talk. I saw their talk. Another young, his name is Thomas Suarez, and he had
Hmm.
on apps, 4 apps on App Store. So I was like, okay, what's the difference between these guys and those guys
And the youngs that I've seen in
that I'm
Luton here on
seeing?
the street.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then what I noticed was they had something they were passionate about, and they had support to use that passion in a positive way
Mhm.
when they were young.
Mm.
Like, Gabriel Jordan spoke about her mom because she was afraid of, a presentation,
Mm.
that her mom gave her a book. The book was called Who Took Your Shoes or something like that, which helped her to overcome her fear.
Mm.
So her mom, put her into like competitions, jewelry competitions at 8.
Mm.
So Thomas Suarez, his dad helped him to put his app on App Store. You know, his school, when they saw he had great interest in developing app, they create a app workshop for him
Mm.
where he was teaching other young people how to create app.
Wow, that's at the age of 8.
He was about 10, 11.
10, 11.
So still quite young, 12. So what happened is in the environment, they saw their passion, people saw their passion, and people support them to use that passion in a positive way when they were young. And to some extent, like it's a story I've actually, I shared recently of a young guy I met, and it was very upsetting actually, because I was I went back home and I saw that, oh wow, people are drinking water every year. Yeah, water will make a great business. I did not really vocalize it. But then I met this young guy, must be about maybe going towards 18 now, 19. And then he was speaking about when he was younger, he really thought about starting a water business on a wholesale level
What, that's in which country?
in
In
Nigeria. That is,
Nigeria.
yeah.
So all those stories that are
Mm,
from USA,
mm.
Nigeria, help you to build up a narrative on how to support young people in Luton.
Yes, it did. It's like, find out what the young people are passionate about and then support them to use that passion,
Mm.
in a positive way,
How did you start? How did you start from learning from others in
Yeah.
America, in Nigeria, and bringing it into context here in Luton? How did you start from that? It's quite difficult task, is it?
Ah, I think that's what passion does,
Mm.
Passion don't make passion make you unreasonable.
Mm.
So you don't see the difficulty. If you're passionate about something, you don't see the
You
difficulty.
don't see the challenge. You see the
Yeah,
challenge, but you know how to overcome them.
no, you just do what you need to do.
Mm.
Just do what is needed.
Mm.
You see? So basically, when I saw that, I'm like, is there a way I can find out what somebody's passionate about? Then I research into it. Then I ask, oh yeah, there's a way, there's questions you can ask, to find out what somebody's passionate about.
Mm.
I'm like, is there a way you can find out a person's skills? Oh yeah, there's a way.
Mm.
Then I realized that, okay, I put together a questionnaire to find out, somebody's skill. And that's
the way you started, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my first workshop I put together. That's the passion and interest monetizing.
Yeah, that was a workshop before even you launch developed Wise.
Yes,
Yeah,
actually, that was about a number of years
a
before
number
we
of years.
lost
Yeah, so you done
develop-wise.
it individually. There was no part of any organization. You just, because of your passion, so you just conducted a workshop individually.
I know. I did it as part, of a community organization. So, but that was before, develop wise,
Mm.
like because around that workshop for Noah,
Okay.
that's a
No
work
enterprise, isn't it?
enterprise.
A
So,
social enterprise. Mm.
yeah, so I ran it for Noah. I ran it for for some young people in my church that time,
Mm-hmm.
Potter's House Christian Center. So when I basically, put that workshop together, that's the two places that,
You started
yeah,
formally try to support young people. So you learn
yes,
from others. You try to contribute to develop and transform the life of young people in Luton here because
yes,
of your observation that those young people here talented. They finish the secondary school. They're
yes,
supposed to go next stage, A level, college, or sixth form, or maybe university. But how come they are ending up on the street? But you
yeah,
learn from others. You mentioned USA, Nigeria,
yes,
and you use the platform which are there already, your church and Noah's social enterprise, to
yes.
organize the workshops to support young people. How did you go? All those events that you put together through Potter's House, your church, and Noah's enterprise, social enterprise.
I believe they went well, like in particular, like the one around for my church, because Toko, actually, I got Toko involved in
Toko is
that.
as well. Toko is a
We had,
young youth
yeah,
center in Luton.
yes,
Mm.
yes. So basically, we had, after the guys put together their possible income streams or their possible projects from the workshop, they did a Dragon's Den style presentation,
Dragon's Den style. Yeah.
and then the panel, although more gracious,
Hmm.
were from Toko Youth Club.
Hmm.
So yeah, Toko Youth Club supported us with that project, and yes, the young people were inspired. I think one of my highlight of it was when we connect their passions and interests to their skills,
Hmm.
and we now show them the end product. And both of the young guys were like, you could see the eyes just went bright,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
They were
their mouth
impressed.
opened.
Yeah.
That what? And it's almost like, yeah, that's what is in you.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Develop. I mean, discover
that's it.
your talent. Yeah.
That's your passion.
Hmm.
That is your passion plus your skills. You
Hmm.
know,
Interesting.
that's your passion plus your skills.
Hmm.
They did not see that before.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's so much, how much potential that was in them that they have not seen before.
Before. Hmm.
You know.
So that means what you're saying here
Mm.
is young people need support. They need people behind them to coach, support, lead them to discover who they are.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Like it doesn't happen. I think during the workshop we had recently, like a number of parents were there, and I was sharing with them about those young, young people that are doing very well. It's like, you know, environment plays a big factor in it,
Hmm.
and that's one thing I'm like. That's why you see sometimes, communities that are doing well, continue to do a lot better. The young people there, they do well as well, and communities that are not, sometimes they do worse,
Mhm.
and they continue to get worse, because environment,
Environment
does play
plays a crucial
a
role.
big factor. An example is Gabriel Jordan, potential support.
Hmm.
Thomas Suarez,
Mhm.
potential support.
Mhm.
The young guy that was going to do the water
In Nigeria,
business, potential, no support.
hmm.
Actually, it's not only no support,
He didn't
water
get
down.
support. Okay.
You know, like, you cannot do this. Why do you try to do this? Water down.
Hmm.
So it's no surprise that those two guys, they are owning, big businesses. By the time they were 18, they were creating jobs. They were not getting employed. They were creating jobs.
Do you think we do support young people enough in Luton? Talking about from your perspective, from where you started, Noah Social Enterprise, Potter's House, your church, and your own experience up to now. We'll come back to developer wise. But before that, do you think that the support young people do get in Luton or Bedfordshire is enough?
The support is better. I have to say the support is better. I am speaking to different organizations that are working with young people, even from the government
You
sector.
mean the services are better or the support in terms of delivery?
It is better,
Okay.
but there is still a lot of room for improvement. I think a lot of it is still generalized, it's generalized for all of the young people.
Just generic.
Yeah, but I think it needs to get more specific. Just like those two young guys I told you about, they saw that and eyes opened, mouth dropped. You're not going to get that from a generalized.
For generic. Feedback or form.
That's it. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get a Gabriel Jordan from a generalized something. What she was passionate about was jewelries. She said when she went to school, they were buying off her neck. So that's what she got support for. And she started that business, Jewels of Jordan, I think it's called. Thomas Suarez, his passion was apps. His dad did not tell him to go and start to think about property now or something like that.
About being a solicitor, a lawyer. That's I don't know how African, mostly African families. I want my child to be a solicitor, to be a surgeon,
a doctor,
a heart surgeon, one of the top surgeons in the UK. But they let, as you said, Jordan, the parents help him, support him to discover his passion.
Yeah, support, almost like the fire was there. They just gave it a little, air. Yeah.
So that's why did you, what was the main reason of launching Develop Wise CIC?
Before we do that, we just been doing stuff in the community. For an example, one of the things I was doing in the community was I was into football. So I was organizing football. I remember at one point we had about 45 young people in People's Park.
The reason why, let me come back. The reason why I asked that question, because you were doing it brilliantly through supporting young people already, through Noah's Social Enterprise, Potter's House, and few of your own experience.
Yeah.
But later on, you decide to go, you and some of your friends, to launch Develop Wise.
Yeah, how that came about was, we're operating through other organizations, but not as often as we would like, and part of that is because, different organizations organize different ways, don't they? They have different values, so kind of one of the guys, basically approached me like, he's into media, his name is Tim Mason, that, you are doing stuff in the community, I'm doing stuff in the community, why don't we set something up that will allow us to be more effective at doing that, work together and then be more effective at doing that, So, and then a friend of ours as well, Simon Mitchell, he used to work for Princess Trust. So he's been involved in community work as well. So three of us came together and we were like, yes, let's basically, come together so that we can do what we do more effectively, we can, apply for funding, for an example. that will allow us to have better resources, so
to better contribute
to better contribute,
to empowering young people. And you call yourself, you don't like the terms community leader. You like, I'll call you community contributor.
Yeah, I think, like
you lead already, but you leading a project. You lead, and you leading young people, empowering young people. It gives you, I know terms sound a bit huge, a bit patronizing maybe for some others, but you contribute, you're bringing difference to the lives of young people.
Yeah, and like it's needed, it's needed, and that and every thriving community, why that happens, it's because somebody take on that responsibility.
Yeah.
And so I said maybe because of that, maybe the term leader, because yes, for an example, maybe an example I will give is, like
sound huge.
It does sound huge, but but somebody have to take responsibility. That's the reality about it. In any area that you want to see a change happen in your community,
Definitely.
Somebody have to take responsibility. And I think a lot. What is sad sometimes is when people kind of keep pinpointing what is wrong, and what is wrong, and then they don't take any responsibility. So I will, rather, maybe my approach is this: I might not be able to do everything, but if I'm able to do 2% to make a 2% change, that would be a 2% improvement.
You make a change.
You make a change than me, complain and then pinpoint,
be part
100%
be part
problems.
Of the change. Be part of the change that you want to be part of.
So yeah.
So when you, Team Emerson and Samuel Mitchell, decide to launch, when was that? Develop Wise?
I think that's 3 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago that we set up Develop Wise. Yeah. And since we set up Develop Wise, we have been able to do a number of projects. So we ran the Looting Empowerment Days, which was funded by BLCF, actually Looting Council, under the Looting Citizen Funds, and
that
was managed by
project.
BLCF. That was our first funded project. So and that was the passion and interest monetizing workshop, helping people to find out their passion, link it to their skills. And then basically finding out the income stream. And then we also did our goal processing workshop. So how people can be more effective at working on their goals, and that was actually a workshop that was very interesting as well, because part of that workshop is what led to our organization starting to develop. It was a process of accountability, really.
Okay.
That we are going to be doing something related to our growth and our development on a daily basis.
Okay. It gives you clear vision of what you wanted to achieve in terms of outcomes.
More like it gave us a structure to take actions that led towards our goal. You see, a lot of people set goals. We all have goals. Having goals is not the issue. What the issue normally is working on our goals, or seeing progress with our goals. And a lot of times, why people don't see progress with their goals is part of it is focus, and part of it is not working enough on their goals. So when we said, okay, we know our goals, what we are going to do now is we are going to be working on it daily, and we are going to be accountable
to those goals.
So we are going to message in the group what we are doing every day, 6 days a week, that is linked to our goal. At least one thing, you're going to do one thing every day. So when we did that, yeah, transformation really did happen,
Oh.
and then we went from kind of months without no progress
What will your
to, yeah.
target audience? Is diverse, general, or you don't focus on particular uh, community or demography?
It is diverse, like we're actually working with a lot more adults now,
Mm,
which is interesting. We are working with a lot more adults, and we promote to the whole community.
okay.
So it's diverse. Even like our leadership is diverse. One of our, Simon Mitchell, is British.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of British, origin background.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy Mason, is of Caribbean background. I'm of African background.
Okay.
So to some extent, like our,
Your body is quite diverse.
yeah, we are diverse. Maybe we could incorporate, more some ladies into it. So,
Next time you make
yeah.
it
So,
make
but
it
it is diverse, and yeah. So, I will promote to all of
all
looting.
communities.
Yeah.
And now you're running. This is your third project that you're running now. Is
Yes.
about rise above the cost of living. Is your third project now?
Uh, no, like we have 4 projects that we, like Timothy Mason. He also ran like film clubs
Okay.
at Fali Community Center, where he was teaching the young people there, how to use a camera. So just introducing them to the,
To the media
media industry.
skills.
So yeah, that is, so it's 4. So our first project was the looting empowerment project, which was the goal setting workshop, goal setting and processing workshop, and then also passion and interest monetizing.
Mm-hmm.
But then our second one was the Bedfordshire Against Crime community project.
Does you work with police? Is it
Yeah, that was funded by the
Bedfordshire
police,
police?
Bedfordshire Police Commission Office.
Mm.
And that came about because I got trained as a coach,
Okay.
like and trained to like International Coaching Federation standard. So during the coaching, I got coached myself, and I got some really great insight from coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What type of coaching? In which area?
uh, basically, you can almost class it as life coach.
Okay.
Really, because with the type of coaching I got taught, you can apply it in any area.
Okay.
Because what the coaching is uh, basically, almost like bringing out the knowledge for your solution from you.
Mm.
It's not giving you solutions.
Yeah, you
You
discover
know,
yourself
you discover,
and share it.
yeah.
Mhm.
So you discover solution from yourself, because there's some, it's a biblical scripture, but it's relevant. It says that there's counsel in the heart of a man,
Mm.
but a person of knowledge, draws it out.
Mm-hmm.
That means a lot of time the solution is already in you.
It's in you.
But somebody that is knowledgeable can help you to bring it out of yourself. And that's what the coaching, is about. And when I went through myself, I'm like, this is just amazing,
Mm.
Like I'll come there with in my mind, full of problems. And during the coaching session, I'll have a clear solution
Exactly about what you want to
to,
achieve.
yeah. So because of that, I'm like, I need to do, kind of like, when I saw about the crime that's happening in the community, I was like, there must be, solutions in the community that has not been explored. And that's why when I saw the opportunity to get funding from the Bedfordshire Police Commissioner Office, I thought, this is what presented to them. And it was great that they saw that as well, especially in one of the communities that we really work with, which is the class that's hard to reach.
Mm.
Because
But how come can you call a community hard to reach community? Because community is not hard to reach. I don't comprehend that word
okay,
of hard to reach. How can you, when you serving, you part of the services, but you struggling to reach that community? They're there, that community is there, but how are you struggling to reach them? I don't understand
You don't
that
understand it.
social term.
Okay.
My
So,
African community, there is a time where African community was classified as hard to reach, but
mm,
the community is there. How are
yeah,
you
yeah.
struggling to reach them?
I think, and that's part of the thing about communities, isn't it? And I think maybe not everybody have that skill, and sometimes the institution, the organizations, uh, for you to reach a community, you have to understand the community, isn't it?
Yeah, you
You,
have to
you
understand
have to understand the
community. But
community.
there are places to reach
Uh,
them, schools, mosque, churches. I mean, places of worship, and there are different places. The community, each community has its own place of
yeah,
regular meetings.
yeah,
You find out in um, Muslim community, mosque, the place to
yeah.
reach them. African community generally is
Mm,
either mosque or
or
churches,
church, yeah.
and place of gatherings like weddings or celebrations, schools as well,
Yeah.
parent meetings.
But, but,
Those are the places that
but what you find out with this, a lot of times with this organization and institutions, they have their own what they are doing. So because they have their own, maybe that's not the right technical term for it, but it's what it is. They have their own what they are doing. It can be challenging.
culturally they do
Yeah,
have their own
what they are doing. Yeah.
gatherings, activities.
So
That's different debate. We'll come back to that.
okay.
That's different.
So and that's what it's really when they say hard to reach. Like although it seems like all of those, on high value, that all of those are easily accessible place to reach people. But a lot of times because those organizations have their own what they are about,
Mhm.
you know, kind of
In
reaching
terms of
people.
values, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So reaching them with something different can be actually challenging, although it might be something that those they need, because like what we did, we found out a lot of what people in those communities need,
Mhm.
but and to some extent, if you find out they need that, that means whatever institution they were part of, they're not getting it from there, you know. So they do need it, but that institution is not there for that
It's
purpose.
not reaching them
It's not,
for
and
that
it's not,
particular
and it's not there for
particular
that purpose as well.
particular need.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the rise above the cost of living.
Mm.
That's the workshops that you recently organized with the
Yeah.
three modules, isn't it? You organize it. How
Yeah.
did it go? I think we cover cost of living. How did you come up with the cost of? I know cost of living sometimes is a current when price of goods and services are up, which is why the national cost of living, isn't it? People are feeling the pinch right now. It's
Oh, definitely.
energy rising,
Yeah.
and
Energy rising,
yeah,
rent
rent,
rising. A lot of people are talking about.
mm,
Some people said that.
childcare, all those.
Oh yeah,
It's,
yeah. Like I think rent is one really. Like people have said that rent have increased three times within a year.
wow.
You know, so their rent has increased three times within a year. So their salary has not increased, at that level. And then food has increased. I'm sure everybody have experienced that. That when you go shopping and you just see the price of the food increasing. So that is clear to see. It's been on the news about energy increasing.
Mm.
Gas, electric, and
I
yeah,
I mean utilities and
yeah, yeah.
mm,
But the minimum wage have not increased at that level. So as far as I know as well, I believe inflation increased,
mm,
council tax increased,
mhm.
you know. So think about all of those that have increased,
Let me just give you.
you
I
know.
know a family of three children under 10. Three children
Mm,
under 10. They both working. The childcare was so huge, the bill
mm,
of childcare. So they decide that they do alternate. Yeah,
yeah.
luckily, the wife work three hybrid, so
Okay.
3 days is home, 2 days in office, but completely even that the 2 days in the office for the cost of childcare was so
Was yeah,
enormous.
yeah.
So she decided to go on part time. part-time.
Yes,
But
yes.
even part-time is reducing your income.
Your income. Yes, yes. It's pressure. It's really, really big pressure, especially on parents as well.
So
Mm,
that's the workshop you organized recently, develop wise,
yeah.
uh, rise above the cost of living.
Yes.
How many people have you? We covered that. AUK Radio covered that
Yes,
event.
yes. You covered
How
that
many
earlier.
people you've had different, as you said, you serve different community, diverse communities.
Yes.
Roughly how many people benefit from that
I
workshop?
think we are yet to kind of put together the official figure, but at the moment, like just off air, looking around between at the workshop itself,
Mm.
between the 20-25 people
Wow.
in number. So, and I think, like I said, how we have worked with impact we make on in the individual people that were there, everybody
Mhm.
that was there, uh, had the workshop was tailored in a way that
Benefit
they
from.
can benefit from it. Like for an example, the budgeting workshop.
So
You
you
know,
had three modules, isn't it?
we had three
Was the
modules.
financial budgeting,
Yes, budgeting. Yes,
passions and skills monetizing,
yes, yes.
and the third one was energy bills, is it? The
No,
third one,
that's financial planning. We talk about
financial planning.
financial planning.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and all of them had a great impact because the financial planning was, just goal setting, and that's kind of having a smart goal for your finances. A smarter goal actually.
Mm.
If you want to find out what the ER in smarter stands for, you will need to come to our next financial planning workshop.
That will come next, isn't it? That will be the
Yes,
next
yes,
next
our
event.
next online financial planning workshop. And then
We'll come
also,
back to that. That will be
yeah,
the next upcoming event.
yes, that will be
Mm.
part of the upcoming event.
We
And
need we
then,
need that financial planning is very very key.
yes,
Mm.
yeah, it is, like, setting a smart goal, because you'll be surprised, even, we did that, and kind of we had things we needed to address. And then we sat down, we did the smart goal,
Mm.
and basically after that, we hit our goal. Just from doing the smart goal, we hit our goal
From
every
from from
time.
the organization.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Every time after we hit our goal, just from doing the smart goal. So, that's one of the things we teach in the financial planning. And the second is the creative goal processing process. Is how you regularly work on your goals. And particularly that helps with difficult goals,
Mm.
you know, because I think error that a lot of people make when it comes to goals is you want to approach difficult goals with the same approach you use for every other goals. The fact that you are not making any progress with that goal means your approach is not working.
It's not working. Mm.
So there's a different approach that is needed with, goals that people find challenging, and that's what we teach in the creative goal processing process. But it's called creative because as you work on your goal, you're actually creating a creative product as well. So it's quite actually that process is quite
Quite technical, isn't it?
uh it's not it is what's what because I put the process together, you see, so it's a solution which almost like I create for myself for the goals that I found challenging. And from collecting, I thought this can help a lot of people,
Mm.
So it's a original process, And for an example, one of the things in that process is you actually planning for what will hinder you.
Mm.
It involves looking ahead,
Mm.
Okay, what can stop me from completing the tasks that are related to my goal? It involves reviewing,
Mm.
If you complete the goal, well done. If you don't complete it, why did you not?
How people receive financial planning and how to skills monetizing, how people when let's start,
Huh?
when did it start? In June, isn't it?
Yeah, it
The
started
workshop
in
started
June.
in June
Yeah.
and end up recently. It was a 1 month program.
Yeah, yes, just over a month. Yeah,
How
just over
how,
a month.
how people view the workshops?
No, people were amazed, like from the financial planning, just seeing how the creative goal processing process works. It's like, you could see immediately that this could really help them.
Hmm.
You know,
You really need it, isn't it, in a
yes,
community?
yes, yes, and then the budgeting as well, because the budgeting is more than just you putting together figures of your income, your expenses, and then deducting your expenses from your income and having knowing the money that you have
Hmm.
left over. It involve you know actually having a saving goal, you know because that's one thing people don't sometimes put in their budgeting.
Are people still saving now? This is a good
I know it
question.
was and that's a good one. I saw that came brought a smile to your face. When I said it during the workshop, you see, people were like, almost like, "Are you mad?" you know, I'm under so much pressure already. You know, but then it's like, okay, I'll tell you our mission. Our mission is to bring rest to our community.
Mhm,
And when we say rest, is to raise aspiration, to empower,
mhm,
to support, and to transform
mm.
our community. If you're in a low place, you know, aspiration needs to be raised.
Sort of rest is
Rest is raising aspiration,
raise aspiration, empower,
empower,
mm,
yes, support,
support, and transform.
and
Quite
transform.
interesting. Good to know. Mm.
So that's our mission. So basically, and part of it is raising aspiration. If you are not able to save, you are not in a good place.
Yeah, yeah.
You
But
know,
we're talking about cost of living.
I
Already,
know,
people are feeling the pinch.
I know.
But how can you save when you're feeling the pinch already? Because even your income is
Yeah,
lower to cover your expenses.
you make it a goal. You make it a goal. Okay, this is where I am at the moment, but I don't. I want to be in a better place. So first of all, that's why the financial planning is there. Make it a
Mhm.
goal, and then work towards that goal. You know, and that's why it was like, okay, and part of what we encourage is that don't be afraid to fail.
Mhm.
You can set a saving goal, and you might not be eating it now. That's fine. You know,
That's where skills monetizing comes from.
yeah, and
Mm,
that's where skills monetization comes from.
mm,
Where how can you, get closer to this goal? How
mhm.
can you get to this goal? That's where
It's
our
still
coaching.
workable. It's durable. It's durable.
Oh,
Despite the
definitely.
environment, despite the cost of living, it's
Yeah.
still durable. It
Oh,
helps. You
definitely.
help to ease the pressure.
It does.
Mm,
Like it takes people away as well from worrying to thinking. There's a big
mhm,
difference between both of those.
mhm. Yeah.
So, how can you basically manage that better?
Mhm,
Those all of those things can be addressed in a coaching session, but you need that knowledge first.
you need that
And
knowledge.
if you don't have a budget that you are working with, you don't even know you don't even know where
Definitely.
things are going wrong.
So
So
develop
yeah,
wise
mm,
with the cost rise
mm.
rise above the cost of living was not just for Luton, isn't it? For Bedfordshire, people came from different parts of Bedfordshire, and
It, it was mainly for Luton
for
area.
Luton area.
Yeah,
But
but
most of your project is not just based for Luton, because I know develop why company interest is a charitable CIC, is it?
yes, it's a community interest company.
Community interest company is based in Luton, but it's not just for Luton community. It's for Bedfordshire.
Yes, yes, it's like to be fair, like it's any community we can really support. For an example, our Bedfordshire Against Crime community focus group, we ran some sessions in Bedford
Okay.
for that project, and that's one that was funded by Bedfordshire Police Commissioner Office, and that was a real eye opener. Actually, that
Okay.
was a real eye opener because I thought there's an insight like regarding crime in the community, especially among the young people. You know, I thought there was insight that can be we can get from the community. And when we did it, we did get a insight, from that because what
Okay.
kept coming up was parents, parents just kept coming up.
So they were needed more around parents.
Yeah.
There is another project which coming up.
Yeah. We have a parent focus group that's coming up. Actually, the date we have planned for that is the 30th of this month.
So 30th of June.
Yes.
That's the parenting.
Parent focus group.
Focus group. What do you discuss around the parent focus group? What's gonna be the discussion around?
Just the challenges parents are
facing.
And so for an example, I think cost of living, that's just that's clear to see, like with everything just going up, like it's going up, and like you just said with your friend, that she has made about how many adjustments has she made? She has made about 3 adjustments, and she's still not. It doesn't seem to be
meeting up.
Better up, So it's not like somebody that is what do you call it? Is not proactive about this. She's very proactive about it.
He is trying his best to meet up.
But she's facing some real challenges. So like just basically the concerns and the challenges the parents are facing.
Correct.
That's to discuss the concern they are facing, and then suggest way the community can support them. So find out ways we can support.
What do you do? You signpost them where to get support, or yourself with Develop Wise, like the previous event, you do bring kind of advice, support, or you do signpost them. You work with partners, no?
Yes, that's the plan. So basically, it's our first main aim is to find out the concerns parents have and the challenges they are facing. So when we find that out, our aim is to look for
solution.
Solution.
Support.
If there's somebody already providing that service, because unfortunately that can be another challenge. That is that there's some good service locally, but people don't know about them.
People don't know, we there are a lot of services. Sometimes we need to be signposted that listen for these particular areas of your concern, this service. So if people like my friend that I don't want to name him here, that I know he's listening to me because I've made him aware that listen about your concern, we'll be having a show. Oladele Awuyemi will be joining me, so he will tap into one of your concerns. So if people like other people who like my friend who's listening to me, how they may get in touch with you if they would like to find out more or to join the parenting focus group?
They can follow us on our social media, Develop Wise CIC, because we normally post whatever event that we're having, we post it on our social media. They can visit our website. Our website is www.developwisecic.org.uk. So they can visit our website, and then they can on our website they will find our phone number on there. Actually, I can even let me.
I think it's 07534.
Yes.
07534643271.
Yes.
That's the phone number that I find on the website.
Number, yes.
So 07534643271. If you like to find out more about the support you may get from developwisecic.org.uk, or alternatively, there is an email as well, which is info@developwisecic.org.uk. Thank you, Oladele Awuyemi, for being part of today Inside Out. Yes. It's always a pleasure to have you as one of the founders of Develop Wise CIC in Luton. Yes. You are a community contributor. You try to avoid the word community leaders.
Yes, let's work with that for now.
It's been a pleasure. And you've been in Luton since 1996, so you've seen the change in this town. That's why you've seen the patterns. You feel like this is a time for me. I've been contributing many, many years, but I need to be proactive in bringing the change I want to see in this town of Luton.
Yes, yes, yes. We have been working on. To be honest, we have always been working on supporting the town. And Luton is a great town. Like it has a lot going for it. 3 train station, the airport. I think people focus on the diversity. People focus on the negative. Sometimes. I think that's what the issue is. And like the encouragement is like what I find is, when we are working towards a solution, it's not as negative. It's that light at the end of the tunnel, isn't it? It's not that bad if you are there and you are aiming to make it a better place. So the encouragement is really, people to get involved. We even have volunteering position at developer CIC. We can always accommodate people that want to get involved in, seeing a real change in the town.
Thank you, Oladele
Yeah.
Awoyemi. You've been in Luton since 1996, and you're a Luton contributor. And now you, with your friend, Team Emerson Samuels Misho,
Yes.
you
It's-
launch
Yeah,
develop
Timothy Mason.
Timothy
Yeah.
Mason.
Yeah.
You launch Develop Wise CIC. So it's developwisecic.org.uk.
Yes.
You find more details if you like to join as a volunteers. They're waiting for you. They're looking for volunteers. You'll be more than welcome.
And then also we are looking for a venue that we can run workshops. That's something else we are looking for, because at the moment it's going online. But one of what we have seen happen is isolation that's happening because of cost of living. People are not gathering together as a community as much anymore, which is creating its own big problem. So a location that we can actually run the workshop and invite people to would really make a big difference. So we are looking for a venue that we can run the workshops as well.
Definitely.
So if they can contact us, whoever can support us with that, that would be great.
That would be great. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, as I said earlier. So we'll see you for Inside Out. See you next time with another contributor, Luton, or community leaders. You're more than welcome. AUK Radio, Inside Out. You check us on social media. You get all the details, so you can join us next time. You may be at this place on this stage. Thank you. Bye bye.